Hello,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys? Sorry.
I'm good. I think we have Michaela joining us in just a sec. There she is.
Awesome. You think I should do a virtual background or no?
Yeah, if you want to, it looks great. All right, well, hi everyone, and welcome to Meditation March. My name is Hannah, and I'm so excited that you all could make it. Hi, Michaela. If you haven't already, take a moment to hit the subscribe button because we will be doing meditations for the entire month of March. And that way you won't miss any. We are going to begin with 5 days of live meditations this week. And then for the remainder of the month, we will branch out and do a series of meditations that will walk us through balancing our entire bodies from the perspective of traditional Chinese medicine. Do you have your YouTube on?
So sorry.
That's okay. Turn YouTube off.
I did.
Okay. Before we move on, if you could all post a quick hello in the comments section so that we know who is here joining us today. Jenny will be responding to comments all week. So if there's anything that's confusing or if you have a question about something, post it in the comments and we will make sure to answer it. Even if you're catching the replay of this later, still post your question and we'll make sure to answer it in tomorrow's session. On that note, I have a very exciting announcement that Wild Hazel has generously offered to sponsor a giveaway for us at the end of this week. We will choose the participant who is the most active and engaged throughout the week, so think of some great questions and don't be afraid to post them. She will be with us tomorrow and Wednesday to give us all the details on that, so come back tomorrow and we'll find out more. All right, our supplies for today are going to be 12 ounces of warm drinking water, a lemon wedge, a bucket of water big enough for your feet with some warm water in it, the salt blend from your self-care kit, and a dry towel. For those of you who haven't met me before, I'm Hannah Rosanelli. I'm a licensed massage therapist, and I specialize in traditional Chinese medicine and craniosacral therapy, which we'll get to in just a minute. But first, I would like to introduce today's sponsor, Mary Florence. Mary is a licensed massage therapist in Orange County, California. She loves combining massage therapy, Reiki, and movement through dance to facilitate deep healing in her clients, and she will be leading us through our meditation later today. Mary, would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Glad you're joining us. If not in live, then perhaps later. My background is in movement. I grew up in dance, and my goal with my holistic practice is to help others access their bodies more intuitively. So I am excited to talk about the body in meditation today in relation to water, because I have always connected deeply to the fluidity in my own body through movement, and I'd like to share that with you today.
Perfect. Thanks, Mary. I will have, after our session ends today, I'll have a link to her website in the description of today's video. So you can follow up with Mary if you're in Orange County, if you want to find out more about what she does, or if you're not in Orange County and you want to chit chat with her. I'll have a link so you can get in touch with her if you have any questions for her about what she does. All right, before we get started, I would like to give a brief introduction to traditional Chinese medicine and craniosacral therapy. In traditional Chinese medicine, there are 5 organs which are considered essential to the body. They are the kidneys, the liver, the heart, the spleen, and the lungs. Obviously, we have many vital organs beyond these 5, but in Chinese medicine, these 5 are the most important. So every day this week, we will be doing a self-care practice followed by a meditation to nourish each of these organs. One quick note that I always feel like is important: many people consider the brain to be an essential organ as well, and it absolutely is. But in traditional Chinese medicine, the mind is actually housed in the heart. So when we nourish our hearts, we calm our thoughts and our mind as well. Each meditation this week will be done in a craniosacral style. This means we will bring ourselves down out of our heads and into our bodies. There are many different types of meditation out there, and this style is specifically designed to bring us in touch with our physical bodies. So that's what we'll be focusing on this week. If you've never heard of craniosacral therapy before, it's a form of touch therapy that was developed by Western doctors during the Civil War. And today it's practiced by massage therapists, physical therapists, chiropractors, and doctors. Craniosacral therapy uses a gentle touch to release and heal deep restrictions in the nervous system and then the other branches of the nervous system as well. Correcting these restrictions will then relieve pain and restore health and function to the entire body. So it's great therapy. All right, without further ado, let's kick off this week with some warm lemon tea. You should all have probably about 12 ounces of warm water. We have a cute little teacup here. And a lemon wedge. I usually do about 1/8 of a lemon wedge. This is an enormous lemon, but this is my little 1/8 of a lemon wedge. So we're gonna take our lemon and squeeze it into our cup for our tea ritual. And I will hand this over to Michaela.
Awesome. All right, I am going to switch and play a little bit of music in the background here, and hopefully let me know if can you still hear me and can you hear the music?
You're perfect, yeah.
All right. I'd love for you all to just hold your warm mug of water with lemon, and take a deep breath in. Close your eyes and breathe in. Deep breath right over the mug. I'm going to ask a series of questions right now to set our intention for the week ahead. So as I ask these questions, I'd like for you guys to be pondering them internally. And if anything really stands out, please feel free to write it down in a notebook or a piece of paper that you have nearby. And just after this, I'd love to hear what really stands out to you guys from any of these questions that I'm going to ask. All right. One more deep breath. How am I feeling in this moment? And as you pause to answer that question internally, I'd like you to take a small sip of the water and then ask yourself that question one more time. How am I feeling in this moment? Now, how would I like to feel after today's meditation? Continue to take some deep breaths as you ask yourself these questions, breathing in the aroma of the warm lemon water. And feel free to take a sip between questions or whenever feels right. We're taking some time really to tune into our bodies and to our thoughts as we connect as we connect as one. This is our time. This is a reflection time, and it is intentional for self-care. How would I like to feel at the end of the week of meditations? And now I want you guys to dive a little bit deeper into this. At the end of this week of meditations, where am I? What am I doing? What am I surrounded by? What do I smell? What do I see? What do I hear? Take another sip of the water. And another deep breath as you breathe in the aromas. Take some time to really pause and picture where you are at the end of this week. Take it all in, take in all of the senses, and examine how you truly feel. And now we'll come back to the here and now, Take one more breath and ask yourself, what one thing can I do in this moment during this meditation today that will take me one step closer to how I want to feel at the end of this week? One final deep breath. You can open your eyes. If there was anything from those questions that stood out to you, I would highly encourage you to write them down, go back and rewatch this later if you want to, or write it in the comments below. As Hannah said, there is a special giveaway for those who engage the most in this. And so I would encourage you guys, not just for the giveaway, but for the sake of conversation, for knowing that you're not alone in feeling the way that you might feel in this moment. We're all going through something together as humanity. And this is a time to really connect with one another, even if we're on different sides of the country or world. All right. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Michaela. That was fantastic. I don't know about you, but I feel so nice and calm right now. Earlier, I mentioned our 5 essential organs, so we're going to jump back to that for a minute. Today, we're going to be focusing on the kidneys. In traditional Chinese medicine, the meridian or channel of the kidneys begins at the bottom of the feet. It comes up the inside of the leg, crosses the hip, passing through the kidneys, which sit at the bottom of the rib cage in the low back. It then travels up the middle of the ribs and the sternum and ends right below our collarbones here and here. Each organ has 2 meridians, one on the right side and one on the left side. Because the kidney meridian begins in the feet, we are going to be nourishing our feet today with a warm foot bath. Everything in Chinese medicine is about balance, and one way this plays out is in temperature. The kidneys and the spleen have a tendency to get cold, whereas the heart and the liver have a tendency to get hot. So in today's practice, we will be warming the feet in order to nourish the kidneys. If you purchased a self-care kit, go ahead and get out this gold jar. It's the one that's white, not the one that's pink. And it's got a blue dot on the bottom of it. You can unscrew this and go ahead and add it to your foot bath right now, and then soak your feet in the water. This is a salt blend made up of Himalayan and Epsom salts, which both support healthy muscle function in the body. Himalayan salt contains essential trace minerals and electrolytes, which are not present in table salt. And the magnesium in Epsom salt is what allows our muscles to relax after they've contracted. So adequate levels of magnesium help prevent things like muscle cramps and muscle spasms, which as a massage therapist, Mary and I deal with on a daily basis. Also in this blend is a nice blend of oils. So it's got ginger root in it, which warms the body and expels cold. It's a great herb that we like to use in a blend because it reduces the toxicity of other herbs. So stop and think about this for a minute. We often think of plants and herbs as perfect or risk-free when compared to things like pharmaceuticals, but in the wild, herbs do contain toxic compounds because it protects them from predators. So ginger root is something I like to incorporate into my blends because it reduces the toxicity of the other herbs in the blend and it enhances the healing qualities of everything that we're using. Copaiba and Peru balsam are both antibacterial and promote wound healing, which is great for the feet. We get a lot of cuts and scrapes down there. Copaiba specifically helps reduce pain, which is great for anyone who's on their feet all day. And Peru balsam improves circulation in the feet and legs, which are the easiest place in the body for poor circulation to develop because the blood has to fight against gravity to get all the way back up to the heart. Cardamom improves in Chinese medicine. Cardamom is used to promote movement of qi. That's like our life energy in our body. This is very important because the kidneys in Chinese medicine are actually our original source of qi. So when we're born, it's kind of a funny thing to think about in the West, but in the East, when we're born, our kidneys are like the source of our life, and they represent our willpower. They keep us alive and moving forward through life. So strong and healthy kidneys we cannot overstate how important that is. So cardamom specifically strengthens the kidneys, which is really awesome for today. So that's incorporated in our foot soak. Cinnamon cassia is warming to the body and disperses cold, which is important because, as we discussed, kidneys function best when they're warm. Cinnamon cassia also supports the lymphatic system, so it helps to reduce edema and swelling, which we talked about. Those are common in the legs because of gravity. Lymph and blood both get a little bit stuck down there. And lastly, nutmeg and clove are both very powerfully warming herbs and are particularly stimulating to the kidneys. So that's our fancy little foot blend for today. So now that your feet are all nice and cozy, you can cuddle up with a blanket if you want to grab yourself a blanket, anything to make you more comfortable. Let your eyes begin to close. I'm going to put up a picture for us for the rest of our meditation so that we're not distracted. And then I'm going to hand this over to Mary, who is going to guide us through our meditation.
Thank you, Hannah. So with your feet getting into the bath and making yourself comfortable and gently bringing your eyes closed, start to settle in. Gently bring your awareness into your body and your breath. This meditation is about bringing awareness to the fluid nature of the body and the rhythms within those fluids. The idea being that if we have an awareness of the fluid nature of the body, it helps to regulate it. The body knows how to better reorganize itself at an instinctual level. Starting by following the breath, inhaling and exhaling, following the breath in and out. Maybe pausing at the end of the exhalation as a way of helping the exhalation become a little bit longer than the inhalation. So breathing in, breathing out, and pausing. Breathing in, breathing out, and pausing. Follow your breath at your own rhythm, without any judgment, without trying to change anything, listening to your body's rhythm. First of all, by following the breath, listening to the breath, noticing the breath, noticing the rhythm of the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out and pausing. Sometimes slowing down can help us to notice more. We can do that by inviting our breath to slow down, like a conscious invitation to the breath to slow down rather than making it slow down. Breathing in, breathing out, slowing down, pausing. Breathing in, breathing out, slowing down, pausing. Following the rhythm of your breath. We'll do a body scan now to see if we can become aware of the fluids within the body in each part. Each cell is made up of fluid, and there are fluids between the cells. Our bodies are largely fluid structures, and within those fluids there are rhythms, expanding and contracting, ebbing and flowing. We see if we can notice some of these fluid rhythms. Starting at the top of the head, imagining the breath flowing into the area at the top of the head. As you breathe out, sensing the fluids there. You might imagine a dissolving of these structures. You might imagine that the body is like a balloon full of water, moving down to the forehead and the eyebrows and the eyes the nose, cheeks, ears, the mouth, the jaw, back of the head. Breathing into the whole head as if it was a balloon full of water. Letting go as you breathe out, letting any tensions flow through the fluids and out through the breath. Moving down to the neck and the throat, the front of the neck and the back of the neck. Breathing into the whole neck. Getting a sense of the fluid quality of the neck. Maybe imagine the tissues, the muscles melting so any strains can flow away. Moving now to the shoulders, breathing into that area, letting go as you breathe out. Moving down to the arms, top of the arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, fingers and thumbs. Breathing into the whole arm like a balloon full of liquid. Breathing out. Any tension, flow down the fluid arms and out through the fingers. Making our way back up to the shoulders, moving to the chest now. The whole chest, the whole rib cage, the heart, the largest generator in your body, the lungs and diaphragm, the top of the back, breathing into the whole area, getting a sense of its fluid quality, ebbing, flowing, filling up. Moving down to the belly, lower back, pelvis and hips. Breathing in, breathing out, letting go. Moving down to the legs and the thighs, the knees, calves, the ankles and feet, top of the feet, the soles of the feet and the toes. Breathing into the whole leg as if they were balloons full of water. Breathing out, allowing any tension to flow down the legs and out through the soles of the feet. Breathing into the whole body as a fluid-filled sack. Maybe noticing the body filling up with fluid as you breathe in. Like a rock pool at the ocean as the tide comes in and the rock pool fills up. And as the tide goes out and the rock pool empties. Imagining that inside your body. As you breathe in, it fills up and recedes as you breathe out. Follow the rhythm of your body. The rhythms of the body are many. There are faster ones and slower ones. It's a bit like the ocean, where there are fast currents at the surface, the waves are choppy, but underneath the currents get a little slower. And as you go deeper into the ocean, the currents get slower and longer waves until you're down to the seabed where everything is still. Profound stillness, pure silence, deep peace. Hence the phrase, still waters run deep. The deeper you go within yourself, the more profoundly you become aware of your true self. Gratitude awakens the true self. Gratitude is your beacon, guiding you to that place of peace. So our bodies are moving in rhythms, ebbing and flowing, filling up and letting go. You might imagine that you are immersed in the sea and moving in the waves like a seaweed or jellyfish in the warm water. See if you can get a sense of that fluid quality in your body, ebbing and flowing, moving gently. You might get a sense of the slowing rhythm, like a slow motion quality. Do you get a sense of these tidal rhythms of the body, filling up, letting go? You might imagine as the tide comes in, it brings new nutrition, new possibilities, new energy, filling up, all the cells of your body. And as the tide goes out, maybe in sync with your breath, it takes away anything that no longer serves you, anything that the body no longer needs to hold on to. Breathing in new possibility and breathing out the old, letting go. Do you notice any stillness underneath these fluid rhythms? The stillness is always there. All the rhythms are always moving. It just depends on what you focus your attention on. Does the stillness want to come to the foreground? Slowing down, pausing, even for just a couple of seconds. You might notice and you might imagine yourself floating on a pool lounge in the ocean, or in a pool with a wave-like motion being held, being able to rest in that fluid quality. Do you notice your body changing? Maybe it's slowing down, maybe it's settling. Any disturbance, notice it and let it go. Follow that tidal rhythm coming in, going out. Whatever pace works for your body. Filling it up, letting it go. Filling with new possibility, new energy, new life. Letting go of old patterns that no longer serve. You're filling up the fluid, cellular level and letting go at that same level. Gently letting go of this meditation, bring your awareness to the space around you. Softly open your eyes if you had them closed and maybe start to stretch and move. I'm going to chime us out of our meditation. Maybe perhaps grab your towel and dry your feet off. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you all so much for joining us today. That's the end of today's session. Tomorrow, we will be doing a nourishing treatment for our eyes with Orahava, followed by a meditation to calm the heart. So I really hope to see you all back here at 9:30 tomorrow morning. And I hope you all have a very restful, reflective, quiet, gentle day. Thanks.